everyone. So, welcome to, I believe it's the 11th day today, and the theme is abundance. So, let's talk a little bit about this because if you do not have a wealth consciousness yet, you know, um, even if you have visualization strategies and mantras and all kinds of things that you tell yourself, if you truly don't have this consciousness embedded in your soul yet, you can still feel like you're struggling to survive. You're buried alive in bills, that you can't really afford things, certainly not charity. So we have to kind of make it deeper than just the things we say or the things we try to picture in our minds. We have to kind of make it who we are. So here are some strategies to do that. The first one is rather simple. Donate an hour of your time. So today, that is your task, is to donate an hour of your time. When you're donating, you have to give from the overflow. Now, the interesting thing, like when we talk about the Thrive budget, 10% of your income can go towards, charity. A lot of people think, well, I'll donate to charity, or I'll start investing and saving once I pay off debt. If I have my college loan debt, my credit card debt, all of these things, I obviously have to pay that off first, and then I can start doing these things that I really want to do. Well, debt is a budgeting problem. You might not think of it that way because your life doesn't add up, but there are ways that we can start making life add up better. So if you're spending more than 50% of your income on your basic needs, life does not add up for you, and that's why you're taking on debt. You don't have to be a shopaholic to be mired in debt. But what I'm telling you is that if you don't fix the budget, then you will always be in debt, and you will always have the debtor consciousness, which is not abundance and prosperity. So if you are in debt and you want to have an abundance and prosperity consciousness, then you have to find ways to thrive. You have to, in fact, again, getting out of debt, the first thing you have to do is address the budget, and you have to stop making everybody else rich at your own expense. You have to stop spending more than 50% of your income on your basic needs, including debt, including taxes, including housing, including transportation. So you have to get brave about the choices. And you also have to start thriving, because believe it or not, that's a big part of the solution to debt, is to have more wealth. So paying yourself first in tax protected retirement accounts that can have a chance at doubling. So if you put 10% of your income into a tax protected retirement account, and that earns a 10% gain, which is what stocks and bonds have done over a 30-year period. So it doesn't require rocket science, requires a little more attention today than it would have 30 years ago, but it is still possible. Then you're going to have more money than you earn in that account within 7.5 years. Your money is going to earn more money than you do within 25 years. So getting out of debt, part of that solution is paying yourself first in tax protected retirement accounts and investing it. Remember, rich people don't put money in jars. They put them into investments, and they put them into tax vehicles where they don't get taxed capital gains. Secondly, the charitable part, again, is a great way to reinforce abundance mindset. Now, you might say, I can't do that if I'm paying off, I really am mired in debt. Well, then donate your time, because it's as valuable to the universe, to the universal good, as money, sometimes even more valuable. And that's why today's task is drop everything at some point today, and for 1 hour, do something for somebody else. Now, ideally, you could do something for a charity, but I think it's so important just to do it today that even if it's mowing the lawn for a neighbor or making a meal to take over to an elder, whatever it is, just do it today. And then make that part of your, whether it's a weekly or a monthly thing, that you will donate an hour of your time. Time, talent, and money are all currency. So I do want to take a moment. And the reason I started calling this exercise, this 21-day program, the gratitude game, is because the essence of money is gratitude. Now, that may not seem like something that's even possible or plausible to you, but here's how it works. If you go back to the cave and there's a family there, and the daughter is dying, and the mother has tried everything, and the father has said prayers, and he's anointed her head with oils, and he's called in all of the good spirits and ancestors, and nothing has worked. And so the woman runs to the next village because she's heard that there's a medicine woman there who can work miracles with her herbs. And the woman comes back and she gives her teas to drink, and she administers various poultices and wraps her and breaks the sweat, and the child lives. The mother is in such gratitude that every morning she bakes bread and takes it to the woman in the village who saved her daughter. The father kills a deer and gives her enough meat that she can freeze. Maybe they live in Iceland. And she can freeze it for the full year. And she is grateful for these gifts because that means that she has more time to research what herbs work. I'm going to share something else with you. Okay, I want to share something else with you as well. And it's in the same light. And I'm not sharing it to be like bragging at all. But that cave story, the most valuable thing was an act of talent. So it was time and talent. It wasn't money. And the family were giving her gifts because they were grateful that she saved their daughter. So if you cannot be grateful for the things that you're writing your checks for, the bills that you're writing, then you have to fix that. You should be able to not be overspending on housing so that you can be grateful that you have a roof over your head that's not bleeding you dry. It's hard to be grateful for writing a check for credit card debt. The solution to that is fixing the budget so you don't have to put basic needs on credit cards. So we need to get innovative because this century demands it. Housing is unaffordable. And a lot of our big ticket bills are unaffordable. If you just pay all your bills, you don't have any money left. You have to put food on credit cards. So having an abundance mindset is twofold. It's fixing the budget, and it is also understanding that time and talent are valuable. So what I was going to tell you, which kind of led me into it from this cave story, was I was in Northumberland and I was speaking with the Duchess of Northumberland, and she has a beautiful garden. As you know, English gardens are places where people pay money to go, and they're extravagant and they're amazing. And she has a poison garden. And she researched the Medicis and all of this to create her poison garden. And she actually uses it as an anti-drug message for charities and for schools. But the interesting thing that she said, which is true, she said, I love teaching children, and they get more out of the drug message this way too, rather than don't do drugs, which is not something that they, they don't react to that. But she said, when you show them a berry and say, this berry can heal you if you use it in the right amounts, or it can kill you. And the children lean in. And then she describes how you die from it. And of course, she also has poppies, and she has marijuana. She has all kinds of other kinds of drugs and that sort of thing that she's able to talk about. But so the same herb that can heal you can kill you as well. It's just an interesting idea. So it has nothing to do with abundance. But the idea of charity does. I think I've already said that charity is the best networking. Every raise and promotion, the dream life that I live is born of my charity. So how did I visit with the Duchess of Northumberland? How did I go and tour and get private tours of Highgrove Home Farm, organic farms, or stay at Restormal Manor House? It is because of my charitable contributions. So if you don't already know about my charitable project, it's called the Earth Gratitude Project. Go to earthgratitude.org. And it's just my passion, and it's something I do. And I don't do it so that I get all these things back. People want me to see what they're doing and to share that with the world. And so I have the rotten job of having to go to these extraordinary places, and do something I love, which is to learn more about sustainability. So charity, which is going to reinforce abundance mindset in you, is also where you're going to find your people, and also where you're going to find that thing that sparks up your heart. I understand that if you feel like you're buried alive in bills, that it's going to be very hard to think that you're abundant. So do these exercises and make it a point to get the wisdom that you need in order to make the brave choices that are essential for getting your basic needs lower, the expenditures. If you want to fly, you got to lighten the load. You cannot live the life of your dreams if you're struggling to survive or buried alive in bills. And the only way out of that is with brave choices and community and partnerships. So one last tip. When I was struggling to survive, and I might have already told you this, I teamed up with another single mom. We got a bigger place for a lot less money in a better neighborhood, and my son was able to go to a better school on top of it all. That all happened just with one simple stroke: team up with another single mom, rather than think I can solve everything on my own in my own little tiny cottage. Intergenerational housing is higher today than it's been since the Great Depression, higher than the Great Depression. So families are teaming up together to solve this issue. And that will make housing more affordable, which means that going forward, at some point, home prices can go down low enough for people to be able to afford them, whether it's by creating more housing, by building more, or by creating more housing, by having more intergenerational housing and having more people in fewer dwellings. All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy your hour today. Remember that money is a magic token of gratitude. And that magic token of gratitude can be time or talent as well. All right. I'll see you later. Goodbye now.